Okay, picture this. Go way, way back before the stars even had names. Imagine this huge, silent space where reality itself is just figuring things out. It's right there in that primordial quiet that our story really begins. And it's not about gods or kings. It's about a system, a kind of architecture of choice that, believe it or not, shapes every single moment of our lives. I mean, it's the oldest question there is, right? Are you actually the one steering the ship of your life, or are you just along for the ride on some course that's already been mapped out? Well, this explainer is going to dive into an idea that kind of splits the difference, a philosophy of choice that's both, I don't know, beautiful and a little bit haunting. So, right off the bat, the idea is that we are not dealing with some divine puppet master pulling the strings. Nope. Instead, there are these invisible hands, a fundamental system that weaves together probability and causality. It's less of a person and more like a law of physics for the soul. And this system is described as a quiet architecture. Its whole purpose isn't to force you into a specific outcome, not at all. It's actually designed to test something the text calls the weight of a soul. And it does this right at that delicate crossroads of what is and what could be. You could say it builds the stage, but it never, ever writes the script. And this all boils down to one key idea: facilitation. These forces, these invisible hands, they aren't tyrants. They don't command you to do anything. They facilitate. They set the scene, create the perfect conditions, and then they invite you to interact with the very fabric of reality itself. And that's a huge difference. So, how does this invisible architecture actually, interact with us? The source uses this fantastic metaphor of 5 guiding fingers. And these aren't big, dramatic lightning bolt moments. They're the constant, subtle pressures we feel every single day. That train you just missed, a stranger's sudden glance, that little gut feeling, they're simply the unavoidable parts of being alive. 5 forces. Just 5. 5 constant companions that are with you on the entire journey. So, what are they? And here they are. These are the core elements that guide every single one of us. You've got the weight of memory, always kind of pulling us back. Then there's the restless hunger for the future, always pushing us forward. The steadying chill of fear, which, yeah, it can paralyze us, but it can also give us incredible focus. The radiant warmth of love. And finally, the soft brush of an ending. All of them together, they shape our entire experience. Okay, so we have these fingers, these 5 forces. But how do they actually guide us? The key thing to understand is that their method is subtle. It's never about force. It's all about influence. It's about gently, patiently bending the path. This slide just illustrates the main idea perfectly. Predetermination is a closed fist, right? Ready to strike you down. But facilitation, that's an open hand. It doesn't break you. It bends the path. It narrows some doors, widens the silences, and it creates the exact conditions you need to eventually make a true, completely unburdened choice. But what about those huge, life-altering turning points? The source calls these moments liminal spaces of transcendence. It's in these spaces that the normal rules of causality just seem to pause. The universe loosens its grip, and for a split second, you have the chance to slip right between the fingers of fate and exercise absolute free will. The system just watches, curious to see what you'll do. And that, of course, leads us to a crucial question. What if you don't follow the path? What if you resist? What if you say no? Well, this is the shape of defiance, and this is where things get really interesting. So let's say you do it. You push back against that subtle guidance of memory, fear, and love. You just refuse the path that's being bent for you. Does the fist finally close? Do you get punished for it? No. And this is so important. Defiance is met with adjustment, not punishment. The system isn't angry with you. It's interactive. That open hand of fate simply learns the unique shape of your defiance, and it adapts. It literally makes space for you. And this is why defiance matters so much. It's that refusal to yield that carves your name into eternity. It's what separates a spirit from what the source calls the simple inevitability of just following a standard path. Defiance, really, is how legends are made. So after a whole lifetime of this guidance, these choices, and maybe even some defiance, where does it all lead? The tone here shifts a little, to the end of the journey, revealing the ultimate purpose of this entire incredible architecture. Right at the end of that long walk, the traveler feels those 5 fingers settle gently against their back. There's no more pulling forward, No more dragging away. The journey is concluded. And here it is, the final truth of the whole system. Its highest purpose was never to control you or even to guide you forever. It was just to hold the universe together with all its pressures and probabilities, just long enough for you to experience everything, and then to give you a final, soft release, to allow you to finally, truly let go. So, we're left with this. If the architecture of reality isn't a prison but a foundation, if it's not a script but a stage, what are you going to build on it? What choices will you make, and what shape will your defiance take? Ultimately, that's the only question that really matters.